Okay, guys, we'll be ready in just a few minutes. AR, why don't you say a few words?
That reminded me. I forgot to talk to you about the tournament data we're collecting. I'll have to talk with you a little bit about
Yeah,
that. I'm getting interesting data from it.
I've been retweeting it as I'm able to.
Yes, and I appreciate that. I'm just like, we're actually getting raw data on what kind of series people are focusing attention on. It's actually kind of interesting.
Dev, a few words so we can confirm that you theoretically are alive.
I make no guarantees to that.
It could be worse. In the last week, I've done technical tests, and any driver incompatibilities are gone now. Because I did secret private streams to try to work out the various kinks, which means that everything worked perfectly, and now that it's live, things will go stupid.
Does that mean that our 200th episode was actually like 2 days ago in silence?
No, because they were not marked as
Okay.
numbers. They were literally marked as with the will test stream and the private, and you can't even find them. And even if you did find them, it would not let you watch them. They are literally locked down entirely.
We should just count those, and this is actually episode 109. This is actually episode 205.
That's about what it is, because it was basically, okay, run it, check resolution stuff, stop, restart, and each one tries to kick into an entirely different stream as I'm checking stuff. Okay, let's see. You guys ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Welcome to the With the Will podcast. We're here to entertain and inform a bit while talking about Digimon. I'm Mark, Run with the Will, and produce Digimon on Blu-ray.
I'm AR Pulver, and daylight savings time is kicking my ass.
I'm DevQ, and daylight savings time is a curse among humanity.
Yeah, it's funny. Do you remember a year ago we were only a year left of this, and they still haven't fucking signed the last signatures that need to be done to finish that shit off.
So close.
Fucking kill it already.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. I believe the way it's worded is once everything's signed, they go through one full cycle of it. To finish it off.
It's permanent, and it will be permanently on, is what was passed last year. They've got to do the whole thing over again now.
Yes, but exactly. Which means at the very least we're doing time tweaks 2 more times at a minimum.
Probably. If that's what because I think that's what the hang-up was that now that there's this is something we really should be working on, they're going okay, do we want to keep it permanently on or permanently off?
I may be wrong. I believe once they tried to have it be permanently off, and a year and a half later they put it back because people were so pissed at waking up when it was dark, getting home when it was dark. I want to say there actually was one time 40, 50 years ago where they actually tried to do it the opposite way everyone wanted.
Yeah, I think so. It depends on where you are in the country is the thing. So
yeah,
just time zones, whatever. I don't care. Just be gone with it.
Yeah, just pick something.
Yeah, and we have hiatus for a second week, and I will say the last couple weeks they've had an interesting round of news. This is what we were talking about when someone asked, well, what will you guys do if there's not a show? It's if they keep pumping shit out every 2 weeks, we'll have shit to do regardless of Dreamers. Wait, not Dreamers. Seekers. There's too many random one-word titles.
It's impressive how much stuff there is, considering we don't have new cards.
And how much Ghost Game stuff there is the funniest part.
Well, probably next month won't be so much for Ghost Game stuff.
Probably not. So, start off with, next time we get episode 66, the Black Dragon of Destruction.
And I like this episode. No.
We hope we like this episode. I've gotten some information that terrifies me. Do you remember what we talked about last time?
No.
How Bloom Lordmon is Char?
Oh yeah.
I've gotten confirmation he doesn't take many roles nowadays. He's older, he's pseudo-retired, he's choosy. So I've been told there's a decent chance that if he took a role, it's not a quick cameo. So I'm sitting there going, oh no, how long is Bloom Lordmon going to be there in an episode? We'll see.
He was in enough of the preview to be worried.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't go with that for one reason.
I know that doesn't always.
Ghost Game has manipulated the previews very well. Is one thing I will say.
Yeah.
So we will see what comes
more. Up. He's in it for more than a second, which is what you would expect if he's
Char
does as we want him to, and just yeet him off the edge.
Yes, it's fucking Char. It will be there for a while. They will probably make some joke that we can't see his face.
Oh God.
So, the worst part is, I'm not like lying. They probably will have some sort of joke about it being Char.
I feel like I need to watch Gundam in preparation for next week.
I don't think you could watch enough Gundam to understand.
Just do what I do and just kind of like absorb it through years of osmosis.
Yeah, it's like it's Char. Everyone knows the memes for Char.
And God bless people for. I will say, people got confused about the episode count, but it was not their fault. It is the fault of anime places not double checking their information. Did you see where it came up that Ghost Game's quote-unquote 68 episodes?
No, because I was not paying attention whatsoever.
Nope, me neither.
Because New Type posted when the last episode would be, March 26th. And because people get that information, and like say Anime News Network goes to post it, they math out what the last episode's going to be. There's a flaw with mathing out episodes based on where things are. We know there's a hiatus, and there is no episode on March 12th. So they wrote like a full article about, the 66th episode is going to be on March 12th, and then the 67th will be March 19th, and the finale will be March 26th. No, it's not. So then everyone's citing Anime News Network as proof there's actually another episode.
Yes, it was the secret episode. Yes. They aired they aired last Saturday with they did it. That was what we reviewed on the secret podcast.
No, it was a secret episode that only I got to watch. No one else did, and it was the best episode of Ghost Game ever. They talked about there being a second season, a movie. Espimon beat up Galus Gamamon. It was the best thing I could have imagined.
You reviewed it on your secret podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And then
we saw all the evolutions,
and
all
then
of them.
After the Black Dragon destruction, we get the all-consumer, the finale, and I will say I like that this time we have not gotten the long descriptions.
Yeah, this is the place to not have those.
So what is there's two sets from different places in Japan, and it's based on what I'm sent by people in Japan who grab the stuff and send it to us. And most people do not think to go and grab those and send them to someone who speaks English and can deal with this stuff. So it's often... So what is and they don't necessarily only send it to me. So I know, okay, they don't want it posted too early, so whatever. So it's like, okay, if I could avoid it, I wouldn't post it all, but they did not send over the long ones. So we don't know what information may have been in those, which I like. I'm perfectly happy not getting that information at all.
Descriptions for episode 66 is the Black Dragon of Destruction arrives, and in episode 67, the All-Consumer arrives.
No, my favorite part is they don't mention any of the shit you would expect in even a basic description of these last two episodes. In fact, the episode 66 description is just what happens at the end of 65.
It's Bloom Lordmon, everybody.
The description is literally, someone holds the key to all the phenomenon is said to reside in an ancient aerial city. Hero, blah, 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 and the gang arrive there, but Bloom Lordmon blocks their path, telling them that he cannot allow them to enter. We already saw this.
Episode 66 is Char, episode 67 is Char's counterattack.
You say that, but if we see a giant meteor heading for Earth, then we'll say AR knew.
Called it.
Yeah. So for the hiatus, we actually got a few different things. We got a music video for Makuake showing, the ultimate evolutions and everything, which neat little thing to have there. They also did another one of the clip selections. This time it was basically a 7-minute digest. And this is where, like, I'll give Ghost Game a lot of shit, but people are like, see, you can fit all the plot into 7 minutes. No, motherfuckers, that's not how it works. Like,
It's a digest.
Plot digests are literally anywhere between 5 and 15 minutes, and you run through the plot quick. And if a show is really, really popular, they would do a 90-minute version on home video. Doing a quick 5-7 minute digest before the last 2 episodes is a really smart thing to do, honestly.
Yeah.
Because some people just aren't paying the fuck attention.
It would help if they would put actual subtitles on these videos and not where you have to, like, oh, the auto-generated captions and auto-translated versions.
I didn't bother trying with those.
Yeah, neither did I, but at one point I tried to see if there was a way to at least turn them on automatically for people with the embed, and there's no way to do that. You have to click it yourself. Then cast comments from everyone when they recorded the final episode, and weirdly, it's like they recorded it with their actual, like, recording microphones, because there's no, like, camera footage or images of them. They just put, like, up little, like, chat bubbles.
Yeah.
But yeah, neat little thing to do.
These I kind of wish I had a translation for.
Yeah, at some point, I'll probably ask if okay, we'll go through it and see if there's anything relevant once the show's over.
Yeah.
And then talk about weird shit. We have early information for Ghost Game Dub, and I should point out, because this is where people got there's 2 things people were confused about. One, this has nothing to do with the Brian Drummond thing.
It's for real this time.
In fact, some would say that this has been floating around LA for a couple weeks, and I was very quick to know that this was fake. The Drummond thing was fake, because there were casting notices going around LA that were like, DGMN GG, an upcoming Japanese series being dubbed. But because,
I wonder what that could be.
Because it's important to note again that Drummond is not LA based.
No, Drummond's not LA based.
So he would not be involved in this. Someone else is playing.
So here's the thing. This is actually where Drummond's relevance does come in. The casting notice, both on Twitter and the one that's been floating around LA for a few weeks, which up until like a day or two before I posted this, I wasn't 100% sure it was Digimon, but I was pretty sure. And then I got confirmation from a few different people. They are not going to do remote recording for this at all. This is, you have to be in LA to do it. Because there are plenty, like, various parts of, I don't remember if Trying or Kazuna were, but various...
Kazuna was. A lot of Kazuna was done remotely, but that was a necessity.
No, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that, because that's why Donovan didn't do it. His studio was fucked up at the time. They will not be doing any remote recording with this. This is LA area only.
That's kind of new.
So...
that's... unfortunately.
And here's the thing. A lot of people also got confused, like, why are they announcing it? They didn't. It's just a casting person who does not deal with anime and doesn't understand how quickly people can gather information. This is not an announcement. This is someone is beginning to look at casting for something that they very well might record all of in batches before we ever see it. It could be a year and a half, 2 years before we see this. Or it could be in the summer for all we know.
This is something that we may not have like an official announcement for this until like next year.
Yeah. This is just, we got enough information that we knew what was going on, basically.
Mm-hmm. And we definitely don't even start asking about who's going to be in it.
No.
We're way or too early for that.
And I know people who have sent inquiries regarding, hey, I've been involved with Digimon in the past. Wink, wink. Not.
You should totally
various actors and writers have gone like, if you need a Digimon person, I've been involved with it before. Multiple people have done that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not even clear like who's producing it. Like, we know the casting agent in that company, but we don't know like. See, it's weird because we may never see this stuff. They could be recording this in LA for Southeast Asia. That's happened. In fact, that happened with Dragon Ball Super.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Ball Super, the dub, all of you guys would have heard if you watched the show, is with the normal Funimation cast. There was a dub recorded in LA by actors you will have heard of that only broadcast in Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
This could very well be that dub, a dub like that. We may never hear this dub.
I want to say is the Cardcaptor Sakura dub on Netflix? Is that the SEA version?
It is. I don't understand how that one happened, because that is like a produced in that region, never meant to leave that region. I think the companies involved just decided it was more valuable to have an uncut dub, so they sort of just let it. Because most
Lord knows they didn't want to put the Nelvana one up there.
Yeah, because most companies, they don't want those dubs released. Period. Like, that's
right.
Yeah, so that's one of the few dubs. I think a few Gundam ones have also, but it's exceedingly rare. But yeah, so they're starting something to dub Ghost Game. We may never hear it. We may have it a year from now, for all we know.
Yeah.
So it's very strange in the sense of we're not used to getting information like this early. This is like
this is a put a pin on it. We'll get back to it if we're lucky.
Yeah, you know what this basically is? We found out about the 2020 dub at Digimon Con, but we basically found out a few weeks earlier because a few people said they were told they weren't being cast, they weren't coming back.
Yeah.
This would have been 3, 4, 5, 6 months before that, when someone first started like putting in casting work and stuff at all. So we have no fucking clue.
Also a little more caught off guard because the 2020 dub made absolute sense. Like, that one we kind of could see coming.
No, and
anyway, it made sense to dub. This one weren't necessarily expecting a Ghost Game dub.
Yeah. It may make more sense when you think about how much they've talked about North America money-wise, and now they don't have a show. They may have literally held the adventure dub knowing they weren't going on after Ghost Game.
Yeah.
Like, this could all be very calculated, and now they have 3 years, even if they were able to get it to air weekly somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So we will see what pops up there. And then we knew there'd be Digimon stuff at Anime Japan 2023. It's exactly what you expect. They'll have some Ghost Game stuff. They'll have the beginning on display. Basically, Toei always has all their upcoming and recent stuff on display. But we got a better look at that can badge. I have to say, the art actually is really framed well on that.
Yeah, that looks nice.
And it's in Assortment B. So if you don't get it, there's some interesting choices. I still think the weirdest fucking one's the Lupin one. His head looks like someone hit him with a fucking hammer and it turned like a few degrees wrong. Like, there's some interesting choices here. And then, like I don't know what's going on in the Fafnir one. It looks like he's tripped. Yeah. So that is about a bit under 2 weeks from now. It's weird because that's a place where we can actually get news. Like, we've gotten news from Anime Japan before. Not a lot.
Yeah.
I believe the most relevant thing we've gotten from Anime Japan before, I believe that's where we found out how long Atmon would be. So, yeah. And then it's anniversary week. So, 24th anniversary of Digimon Adventure. And we're basically half a year away before the deluge of products and shit begins.
We're gonna be destroyed.
My dread of that is balancing out the feeling old over it being 24 years old.
Now, the only thing that's important is do they use the Agumon eye again in the 25th anniversary logo? Because you know we're gonna fucking get one.
What if they use Greymon?
I feel like it has to be Agumon or Omegamon. And yes, we know Omegamon. We know Omegamon was not in there, but they definitely include him anytime they do it.
Probably come up with a really cool Omegamon style and incorporating that 5.
Yeah. Although it was really good with the eye being 20 in these logos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you have to be more creative with the 5. Yeah, and then after Adventure, 24th anniversary of the first Digimon Adventure movie, which was the day before. it is still weird to think about like that run of different media that begins a day apart and how different they are. And I still love Parrotmon in that poster. Like, it's weird, I forget he's there until like I'm looking at it and like, wow, that's a weird shaped cloud. Never mind, it's Parrotmon.
Yeah.
23rd anniversary of our war game. The franchise is never going to escape that movie, period. And with good reason.
Well, anime in general is not going to escape that movie. We've had it like
I mean,
4 times. at
Yeah,
this
he's
point.
gonna. Yeah, doubt us is gonna keep remaking it. So.
And speaking of pseudo remakes of it, and it was the 22nd anniversary of Revenge of Diablomon. I always loved the Vmon in that poster. And then it was also the 21st anniversary of Runaway Digimon Express. I should have pulled up that one pamphlet to read that shitty title they translated. It was like
Oh God, yes.
it was like Digimon Explosion Express or something.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
some.
it was like, this hurts to read.
Yes. And then the 8th anniversary of the original Cyber Sleuth, which it's weird to think like functionally it is the same game, but from a like running pleasant standpoint, it is so fucking different. Like the original Vita version was 544p, and they would not even advertise it as being 30 frames per second. They advertised it could reach up to 30 frames per second.
Oh, jeez.
So it's basically like playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah.
I forgot that was a Vita game.
Most people
That's
do.
how.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's part of why it's always run so smooth on everything else, is that even when you're re-rendering it, better textures and everything, it is still running a game that basically was 540p at about 20-25 frames per second on a Vita.
Mm-hmm.
That's why more or less every version's run really well. Like people with onboard graphics play it on PC and it runs good. And that was a game that because of it, so you had the original Vita version, then the PS4 version, which was ours.
Mm-hmm.
They added stuff to that. Then when Hacker's Memory came out in Japan, that was only sold as both games together.
Yes.
And then you later have the re-release on the Switch and PC. Do you know how many Digimon have been added to that game over time? It's actually shockingly high.
If you're including all the Hacker's Memory editions, that's got to be
Well,
quite
you
a
are,
few.
because the later versions added all those in.
Right.
So it's 341. Do you know what the original number was?
I thought it was only like 140 or something.
240.
240.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
higher than I thought.
Yeah, it is significantly to the point that the current version actually does not run Cyber Sleuth at all. It is something that looks like Cyber Sleuth running in the Hacker's Memory engine.
Huh.
Which is why anytime they made a change to it, all the evolutions and stuff would change in Cyber Sleuth also.
Yeah.
Like when they added Ryudamon, didn't they remove that you could get or you can by evolving Alphamon originally, and then they changed it to you had to Jagras them? I think that's
I didn't bother
Okay,
with that.
yeah.
So I didn't bother going for Oryuken, so I don't know.
Okay, so 8 years is not a bad run, especially since it's still arguably the best Digimon game there is. Which is kind of like false. That's kind of like faint praise, but it's not a lie.
I have poll numbers that suggest that they may be changing, but
yeah. To be fair, I'm gonna go ahead and guess we're gonna see a number of things in that poll that do not necessarily reflect reality in the end.
I don't know what to make of it. Well, it's worth talking about if I get a breakdown, because this round especially is a lot of Cyber Sleuth versus Survive.
And then, speaking of Next Order, so I don't remember if we actually discussed this happening. So it doesn't happen that often nowadays. It used to be that the European version would actually skip having Japanese audio for games, because because
Just because it has to put so many languages on there? Or?
Yes, and also that they would sometimes start from like a central version. So even if you had different versions for different European countries, they would all start from like a base.
Sure.
Which I think is what happened with Next Order, because I don't think it was large enough to need a larger cart. The European, which also means Australia and certain other countries that aren't Europe but close enough, it did not have the Japanese voice as an option in the Switch version of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They've said they will be doing a patch to put that in.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
So that is good for people who wanted it and have not already listened to Machine Draymon 1,000
Yeah,
times.
Machine Draymon. That's enough.
Are there any other? Are there?
That alone is enough to demand the English demand the Japanese audio.
This is an honest question because I just can't care enough. Is there any other pronunciations in the game really bad? Like, or is Machine Draymon just such a bad one that it's the only one we hear of? Or
That's
is it
the only one I've heard of, but I have heard clips of other characters. Like Rena sounds weird dubbed. Gotta say, I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Okay, fair enough. I was just curious if was that it's sort of like that one glitch in Survive where it's Vamdemon / Myotismon standing there and there's like sample text left in.
Yep.
Oh,
every single person who shows a glitch in Survive always takes a screenshot of the exact same thing. It's like, are there any other places where the text is broken, or is it just right there? I'm sure there is somewhere else.
Noticeable one, but I found plenty.
Yeah. There's a couple, but they also have that in Cyber Sleuth too.
Yeah.
So,
and then the BE Memory Special Selection Volume 1's up to pre-order, and they announced that if you get the actual version that comes with the watch, you get a little acrylic stand. I mean, the stand's not worth the money if you're not going to buy that version anyways, but it's a cute little thing.
Yeah.
And they
also bonus.
And they also said various stores would have the stand for buyers of the VV also.
Okay.
Which is why Gamamon's smiling, because he gets to be in one more thing before he's gone forever. And I will say, I love that they say, in the case of the VV, check with your stores to make sure they have it. Amazon will not. Is what the page literally says. It's like, yeah, if you're buying the VV from Amazon, you ain't getting this.
Yeah, I mean, good luck trying to check with Amazon about anything. Yeah. But
I will at least
a different subject.
Yeah. And then some. It feels like this is where because we had stuff like Digimon Con and other news, they did these after they probably should have, because the Digimon colors are out. So it's like they did a Monmon memo going over the packaging, showing how to unlock various backgrounds. I hadn't seen all these before this. I saw the D1, I saw the 25th anniversary. I don't think I saw the packaging background one, which is neat looking. So yeah, it's a nice little touch there. I like that they explained they have a sticker on the packaging because the full color LED screen doesn't show the background. Because it's off. So they have a sticker label there, so it looks like the original one. It's a neat little touch. And I like how they show the packaging next to the packaging of the original, and you go, wow, they really reused most of that, minus oddly re-rendering Tyrannomon. Somehow I never noticed that's a new render of him.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Huh. Like with actual differences like the teeth or the stomach, or they make the eyes easier to see. And they tease that they are in early thinking of doing a version 3, 4, and 5.
Huh.
Yeah. I'm very curious to see what they do with this. And God bless them, the scalpers are already desperately on these. You know how much these are going for now? Like 120, 130 each.
Oh, jeez.
I was gonna guess a bit between 1 and 200.
Well, there's two fun things to go over. First, none of the stock from Premium Bandai USA or anywhere else has actually shipped. So I would not necessarily jump quite that fast. And two, the internals for these, they can pump up more of these very quickly. Do you know what the internals basically are from people looking into it? They are basically the same thing as the Vital Bracelet.
Oh.
So if they wanted to, they could very easily pump these to just be normal retail products in the U.S. Which I would.
Hmm.
I always take a bit of an over delight in seeing scammers and resellers kind of getting fucked over when they desperately try to fuck over shit.
Yeah.
So I would not mind seeing that happen. I took some delight in seeing video card prices go down, down, down over the last few months, and people like getting really upset. It's funny.
Ah,
Yeah.
glorious. I
And
can actually build a new fucking PC now.
yeah. I know multiple people who've been waiting for like a year and a half because of GPU prices, and they're like ready to leap on stuff now. Mon Memo again. They showed some evolution stuff. I will say I love the little color sprites of the eggs and the Digimon popping out of them.
Yeah.
Uh, everything
Cute.
everything looks really nice. I think I have these on order from Premium Panda USA, and I've just forgotten about it. Like
Just
I'm pretty sure because what it is when you order from Premium Panda USA, you get it like with a month or two delay for manufacturing.
mm,
Yeah.
And I always do the payment via PayPal, so it pays right when I order, and then it just shows up. And it's like, oh, I did order this. Hurrah! And then cards is easy this time, so it's fun. We get the 17th battle pack. I love the Digimon selection. We get Commandramon, Great King, Sukamon, Gabumon, and Okuamon.
good luck figuring that one.
And
That's
Okuamon gets the winner's card.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm trying to decide. I will say it doesn't feel like a round of standout art, to be honest. I think my favorite's probably the Commandramon ones.
Yeah, probably.
It
It
reminds.
makes me think of what the hell is that one?
Yeah, I know what you're
Cat
thinking of.
shit one.
Yes, it looks like cat shit one.
Yeah, yes.
At one point did they try to release that as Apocalypse Meow, or is that something else?
No, it
No,
was. That was just,
no. Cat shit one's bunnies. So which is
yes.
the cat?
Yeah.
No, I think Apocalypse Meow was supposed to be like another title for it, even despite the fact that it was bunnies. I remember Apocalypse Meow
Okay,
being
yes. You're
tied
right.
to that.
You're right. It was Apocalypse Meow. But yes, that shot does look oddly like Apocalypse Meow / cat shit one.
A little bit, yeah.
Do you know how many of our listeners are going to look that up thinking we're making up that title?
No, if this was quite a few years ago by
Yeah.
now. This is probably like 6 years ago or something. It's worth googling if you're not familiar. It was
Didn't they try and do
bizarre.
like a Kickstarter for like a Blu-ray release and failed?
You think it's 6 years they are?
Was it more?
The short anime film movie thing was like 15 years ago. 12, 13, 14,
Oh,
15.
maybe it didn't like become a meme until.
Yeah. And Dev's correct. They did do like a failed Kickstarter like a month ago to try to do like a fancy Blu-ray of it. But it was like but it was like really expensive. And I think that movie, or I think they called it a series, but it was only like one 23-minute movie. I think it was like $100 for a Blu-ray. It was like it just wasn't gonna work. But yeah, it does really remind me. I was trying to think of the name when Dev popped it out. And then on top of that, we got a new Fun Digica where, they played using the new one. Card Battle, they skipped a week and just did a quick news update. I love when I load up, like, wow, they're going to do a long news update. And I'm like, oh, it's 3 minutes long. That's easier. Then they did Fun Digica again with rule questions. And I believe they just did a batch of banned cards. I don't know what the term is for card games. Where you either can't use cards or they change how they work from the text on them.
Oh,
is it just called a ban list? I think there's a card game term for it, but yeah.
Errata? No, I don't think that's.
No, errata is when when there's something printed on the card doesn't make it's a ban list. We'll
sounds
that.
right.
Yeah,
that sounds.
And then Card Battle did a special where they went over the card festival and the championship they did in Japan, showing off various stuff. It looked very nice, I will say. I like how they show the behind the scenes of the broadcast part of it, and they show just like all the cameras and computers and everything. That was neat to see. And then I love when we get to see like adventure stuff, tamer stuff, frontier stuff all at once. It happens so rarely.
Just got
Oh
bombarded.
yeah.
On the 16th, which is 2 days away for us, we get details of the D-Arc Ultimate. I love that they still won't actually admit what it fucking is. They don't say D-Arc Ultimate. They're like, the continuation of the CSCA D-Arc series.
Like we can fucking see the little squiggles on the side.
That's the funny part. Like, if you wanted it to be a teaser, you could do like a full silhouette. Instead, it is the new molding, and it's just all painted black. Like, you can see the molding that is unique to the Ultimate. I don't think that molding appears anywhere else except Takado's Gold D-Arc, does it?
No, it does
Right.
not.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll know that in a couple days. They don't actually say pre-orders will be up, but I assume they will. So I'm curious to see. I assume the quote like wings. This Dukemon has wings. The quote they put up. I assume that's gonna be one of the lines on the thing. So
That
yeah,
is the Red Bull ad.
I translate that one by myself. That could be completely fucking wrong. It had wings twice and Dukemon. That's as close as I got.
Yeah.
His new name is Wing Wing.
And then talking about wacky shit from the last week, we're getting not Lego Digimon toys from China.
Love a good not Lego set.
So first thing is these are completely licensed and everything. And pre-orders have begun to show up at more and more stores because I guess they're allowed to distribute these outside of China. It's weird, like they aren't selling them at places you would expect them to try. They're just showing up at like import toy shops where it's not 100% clear, like, you know, if it's, are they just importing them or what? And then the actual lineup is interesting. So we get all 8 kids in outfits based on their. I don't know why I like these, and multiple people point out these appear to be knockoffs of like an actual Lego series.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what.
I mean,
it's not Duplo, but there's like a Lego figure series like this.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Mega Bloks kind of.
Someone pointed out the eyes look like identical to those. Although I will say this, I want an award for the person who picked the blocks for Joe's glasses. Those look fantastic.
Yes.
You know, they show that, you know, you get a bit of articulation in the arm, you get the little nameplate thing. Then all 8 partners at the child level, which is interesting because one of these normally does not get stuff. You don't normally get Plotmon.
No.
Yeah, usually just go straight for Tailmon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will say I think the two VIPs for this are Agumon, who weirdly has some posability. You don't expect that,
right?
And then Gomamon.
It looks horrifying.
I really like how they try to like do his stretchy face. It doesn't look quite right, but like they tried more than I expect. It's better. It's better than like Piomon, who kind of looks more like. So Piomon, I can appreciate the attempt, but you know what Piomon looks like? It looks like you told a little kid to build a Piomon Gundam.
I was gonna say it looks kind of like Nosepass from Pokemon.
Yeah.
I'm terrified to know what Gabumon looks like from the front.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be. That's sort of like. Do you remember when we got the art in the recent booster set of Mirage Gabumon Burst Mode? And it was from the front. And it was from the front, and we just said that's the wrong angle for that because it does not work at all, even professionally drawn by someone really good. That's what I imagine here is just like no. Yeah. And then outside of that, the big Agumon who they advertise can be plugged in as a nightlight.
Oh.
It's weird. I like the attempt, and it looks more detailed than the small one, but something doesn't look right about it. Like, it's too good isn't the right word, but like, you know what it feels like to me? Do you remember? Do you remember in Mario 2 for Game Boy, the Lego Mario statue you had to go into for a level? It looks like that, but Agumon. Then we get.
He looks like Uncle Fester holding a light bulb in his mouth as well.
Then we get Garudamon with a Sora figure. That Sora figure's great, I will say.
Yeah.
Then Weregarumon with Yamato. I love the standing there roaring pose. That is actually good. Metal Greymon with Taichi.
Yeah, the perfects came off far better.
Yeah. And then Zoodlemon with Joe. Joe's just happy he's there. He's normally not included when they only do 4.
Right?
Yep.
Joe looks great. Like the hair and everything.
Yeah.
Joe's hair
Definitely
looks so good, it makes me go, this is from some other anime figure they did. Because like here's the thing, I love that they did Joe. They did not like uniquely mold hair for Joe when they're only doing 4 at first.
They have some leftover Fire Emblem characters that they just needed to.
Yes. Then we get Skull Greymon versus Greymon with Taichi and Sora figures.
Yes, Taichi and Sora with her classic partner Skull Greymon.
Yeah, so I appreciate 2 things about this that most people have not noticed. The first is it actually is the evil Greymon. You can actually see the chain around his neck, the collar.
Yeah.
And 2, the Sembo, the company making these, they actually have an English storefront on their own and everything's machine translated very poorly. Would you like to know what this set is called?
Oh no.
I thought I was on this.
Zombie Greymon.
Oh god.
Zombie Greymon, yes. Zombie Greymon, they wrote it on images and everything.
Greymon. Oh my
It's
god.
fantastic. Because like if you read like their descriptions, it is 100% machine translated, basically. So yeah. Let's all praise Zombie Greymon.
Yeah.
And then we get War Greymon versus Metal Greymon with Taichi and Yamato minifigures. And I love how in the promo art they're fighting.
As they should be.
I mean, what else are you gonna do with them?
No, I meant Taichi and Yamato, not the bigger ones.
What else are you gonna do with them? I suppose you could have them running off hand in hand like Taichi and Sora are, while Skull Greymon and Greymon are killing each other.
Yeah. I know a number of people ordering these.
I'm seriously tempted.
I've heard this brand generally is nice. I've heard they may not have the best joints, so I don't know. Like
I'm not expecting. Anytime you're buying not Legos, you're just sort of hoping.
Yes.
It turns out decent. You're just hoping you get all the parts. Honestly.
Yes. But yeah, everything looks generally like we'll mock Gabumon and stuff like that. Everything's actually well designed, to be honest. Like in the sense of, okay, you have Lego-ish parts. How are you going to make a Gabumon? It actually looks rather good, honestly.
You're not going to get the most rounded face when you're dealing with bricks.
Although I will say, they did like a unique brick for Patamon's face. Patamon's important enough that they had to get the face right.
Patamon is a cylinder. So...
Although I will say this, that may be a cheat, because I could really see this being like, oh, we had the license for Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh my god.
And like that face is like a Thomas the Tank Engine that they flattened a few bits from.
I imagine Thomas the Tank Engine, not Lego, would be larger than that.
Well, I meant the face. And then, yeah, so...
No, I mean, see, when you brought that when you entered that into the universe, my first thought was, could I switch these if I hypothetically had Thomas the Tank Engine, not Legos?
Okay, well, it might be able to switch it if you have Thomas the Tank Engine Legos.
I do not have Thomas the Tank Engine, not Legos, but
kind
of wondering if I should.
I will say this off the top of my head: Thomas the Tank Engine sounds like something that'd be Mega Blocks instead of Legos.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's what it feels like, doesn't it?
It's either Mega Blocks or some high-end Lionel Rail or like hobbyist type stuff.
Yeah,
Fisher Price.
And then we return to Annabirth for Frontier Stitches. Now, am I wrong, or did we get a preview of Frontier Stitches art a while ago?
I know I've seen these before.
Yeah, I swear we've seen this art, but I don't think we ever got like it ever appeared. I think it was like one of those things we saw in the background somewhere.
Yeah, I swear I've seen this before.
Yeah. I have like the same mental thing where I'm like, I could swear we've seen this before, but we definitely did not get like products or discuss
No, we didn't
the
get
art.
no. I thought it was just like they revealed the art and then stuff coming soon with it.
Probably because like we would have discussed like the weird Bokomon and Patamon more.
Yeah,
the Coraline dolls. Yeah.
Yes, we would have discussed those more. It's one of those things where like it was probably in the background of a shot at Digimon Con, and we went, "Oh, they're gonna do Digimon Frontier Stitches." We can't see any of it for now, but whatever. And now we're like, "Holy shit! Why is there a Coraline Patamon with like arms and legs?"
Like Neil Gaiman wrote these figures.
Yes. So these are gonna be at both Annabirth shops. They're going to put them up at Digimon Partners. In fact, this is like a day and a half away, I think. And they also vaguely like reference that they would be at the Toei Animation Shop at some point. I assume a month or two down the road. So the products are going to be acrylic charms of all the characters. Character tape. That washi tape always shows up, doesn't it? Dev, didn't you used to collect these?
Not at all. I have no use for it.
I could swear someone used to collect character tape that I talked to.
Was it May?
May? I don't think it was. I think May bought like figures and like relevant. I don't think character tape would have been it because that's like something that you like buy and waste immediately, I think. Then there's clear files.
Always the clear files.
Clear files and can badges we get every time. There's of course the can badges. I will say the cloth pouch design's rather nice, honestly. And then there's the hand towels. And Annibirth will be running 2 campaigns for a month. If you for every 1,500 yen you spend, you get a certificate with art of one of the Frontier chosen child at random. And campaign 2 is there's I don't know what is the 7th one going to be. They say there's hidden art of 7 hybrid Digimon in the Annibirth shops. Like you would logically you'd go, okay, it's going to be the 6 human hybrids. What would the 7th one be? Duskmon, or do you think it'd be like Susanumon?
Duskmon.
I would assume Susanumon, but I would hope for Duskmon because
I hope for Duskmon. Yeah.
So based on my reading of all this, here's how that works. There's 7 of them hidden in each store. When you find the art, there's a name tag for it, and 1 letter's missing. If you combine the 7 letters, it's a password. And you give the password and show the first certificate you got, and you get the art of the matching Digimon to the kid.
Sounds like an escape room.
Well, remember that when they redid limited base as Annibirth, one of the things was it was going to have more low-key games and stuff for the shops, and set up so they could run multiple shops at once if they had to. So instead of having people sit around and watch something or stand in line, it's when they're walking around the store, oh, you can do this, or there'd be a trivia game asking about the show. So this one appears to just be walk. I still wonder if that 7's a mistake because who would the 7th kid be to match up with or is it just like? Although I guess they don't say there's 7 things they give out, so that could work.
This is taking me back to Frontier Discourse of 2002. All the extra plot twists that we thought were going to happen that didn't.
Yep.
Although that is about where we are now. Hey, the show's going to end, and who knows what's next. Although we actually know what's next, so that's good.
Pretty much.
More fucking products.
Yeah. And then Adventure and O2. We literally have new products coming up for the entire original run of shows. Adventure and O2 are getting products in the Gao collection. It has artwork of them sleeping with the Digimon.
These are all fucking adorable.
So when when I was saving the art, because I'm saving each image, making sure it's in a format that can be used. At first, at first I'm just grabbing all the images and I'll go through and make sense of it after. I'm like, wait, why are there two images of those motherfuckers? And it's like, oh, for some reason I kind of just assumed they'd be included with the O2 kids.
It takes you a minute to go, oh, one's regular Takeru,
Yes,
one's O2
but
Takeru,
also
because
like,
their hair isn't Takeru's hair isn't that different.
no, the only one who actually gets like any differentiation is Hikari
Hikari
has her hair
gets
clipped.
Sorry.
Hikari has the different hair.
Yeah.
That's
So
legit.
these are being sold at YY World, who's producing them through Y Line, I believe is their company name. It appears they are not exclusive. So we get keychains of them all. The keychains actually look good.
I want these. I hope they show up at
Uh,
conventions.
Oh,
yeah.
they're going to show up at conventions no matter what. These could
Yeah.
be exclusive to stores in Japan. This could be exclusive to this one store, and I guarantee you some dealers are going to buy dozens or hundreds of cases so they can sell them at conventions. Let's see. The keychain, a box of the keychains, which I believe is all of them, is at current exchange rates about $75. So that's 14 keychains. You could probably sell these for 20 each at conventions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is basically free money. Can badges. The mini acrylic stands look really nice, to be honest.
They do.
And then 2 sets of flat pouches. I like this art as line art in the corner like that. It works really well. Poor Cody. Cody gets shoved with the older kids with the adventure kids on the back of his. But yeah,
Because no one loves them anymore.
yeah. So I will say this. This fits into what we talked about, where it's extra fun when we don't get what looks like show art,
Mm-hmm.
because we get stuff that
Yeah.
looks like show art so often.
Switch it up, put them
Yeah,
in some different outfits.
yeah. Let's see here.
Kiku's never go out of fashion.
And then talking about weird, I will say, I like when we get weird adventure stuff. So Ichiban Kuchi, we've gone for Digimon before. It's the product lottery. Uh, buy a ticket, you get your prize instantly. We got news of it with just the logo, which is Digimon Ultimate Evolution. And then we quickly got the A, B, and C prize images. They look like they give the look of like old style oil paintings, but like leapt right out of the art. They're very neatly designed, I will say.
I'm trying to remember the exact
Yeah,
word
yeah,
for it. I think it's like Keebling or something like that, where
I
it's
don't
like,
remember, but yeah, I know the one you are. It's like the old Japanese armor paintings, where it kind of looks like stone, sort of like War Greymon's head in this is a good example of it, honestly.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah. So the interesting thing here is while the D, E, F, and G prizes, acrylic stand, towel, clear poster, and rubber coasters, those will likely be exclusive to this. Most Ichiban Kuji figures do make it to the US and other countries under the Ichiban Shiro brand. So, like when they did the 2021 and the prices were Omegamon and War Greymon, you could buy those figures at retail in the US. So
I really want these figures though.
I don't know which I'll get. I will definitely get at least one. I don't know which though. But these are definitely very neat. Um, and they are also doing the last one and double chance prizes again. Last one will be a War Greymon with a unique color scheme. Double chance will be roughly the same. And this starts in July, I believe. July 29th is when this will start. Good date to advertise that they're going to be doing this. Because you can practically guarantee either somewhere between there or a day or two later, it will be DigiFest. In fact, I would not be surprised if they do this at the venue, honestly.
Shut up and take my money.
Yeah. And then we have a new Digimon Journal. I like they don't normally do them so like specifically themed. Like generally when we
Look at these assholes.
generally when we do a Digimon Journal, it's something like, okay, here's a Savers one, here's a really popular one, and here's someone from Ghost Game. Here
Hey, kids, you like movies?
here it's a major adventure villain, a major adventure villain, a major adventure villain, and all Hosada-esque.
Yeah, these are all glitchy bastards
So
right
we
here.
get Diablomon looking like an asshole in all 3 pieces of art. The last one's the best because it looks like he's laughing at you.
He's laughing at me specifically because it's like, ha, you'll never get the highest resolution of any of my images ever.
So we'll discuss the resolution later because there's actually something relevant there. The description here is pretty solid to the movie, and also going, he's also shown up in other stuff like Cyber Sleuth, but mostly the movie.
Cyber Sleuth.
Arata uses it in like 1 or 2 battles, I think.
Yeah, like he shows up all the time.
Yeah. Then we get Meikumon. There's more Meikumon art than this.
Yeah.
This
definitely.
It's like they're only using like the Bandai profile approved art. So if they have multiple pieces from the old card game, they'll include it. But Meikumon only has like 2 pieces of art from that card game, both of which were like specialty cards years later, so they're not including it. I like how they mentioned the Ghost Game one. It's like, yeah, it's kind of bitter and austere. It's like, motherfucker, the person was vanishing. They get to be negative. Yeah. And
like
then,
that one has
Meikumon has issues no matter where it goes.
Yeah. And then we get Eosmon. And they certainly describe Eosmon.
Yep.
And then in the avatars was when I want to point out something about the art dev. Will you pull up the Eosmon art?
Yes, we actually get to see its fucking face.
Think about how so ignoring that, like, they probably have like vectors of most of these. Think about how high resolution Eosmon is that we can see the details of the hexagons on like the face pattern and everything.
I know, and like in the reflection of the gem and everything, and it's just like, god damn it.
Yeah, it's like, think about how small that art of Eosmon normally is.
So fucking tiny.
I know, that's why I brought it up, because it's kind of hilarious. And then we have a new poll. The poll is not a shock, because they kind of hinted that they're going to keep doing these after doing some other ones. Back to the VPET version 3 for who's your favorite Digimon outside of Poyomon and Tokumon. I feel like this is one where we can kind of math out what it will be.
Congrats to Edamon and Patamon.
So here's my rough order. I'm not going to do them all, but I'm just going to do top. We're going to get Patamon. We're going to get Edamon, Ogremon, Sukamon. I'm going to say Kunamon and Andromon.
Yeah, I'd put Andromon.
I feel like well, the bottom ones are less of a concern. I'm just saying those are going to be the top 6 probably.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide who's going to be the bottom, and I'm leaning towards Sentalmon.
Yeah,
it's not that he's the worst or the most boring. It feels like he's the one who probably will have the least people interested in vote. Because like, there's plenty of people who like Drumojimon, just as a normal character.
Shellmon was in Survive.
Shellmon was in Adventure twice.
Yeah, as a villain, as a not very memorable villain, but
still twice.
Yeah.
And there's Chumon waving, who gets no votes and is not officially there.
Chumon is riding Sukumon's back the whole way.
Okay. Then, the Ghost Game / Frontier products, along with some other Ghost Game products, have shown up at the Toei Animation Museum, along with that Patamon plush just sitting there. You know what makes me sad?
Sealed.
You know what makes me a little bit sad? a few weeks ago, someone in Japan pointed out the Fuji TV stores don't have Digimon stuff in them anymore because Ghost Game's ending.
No.
I believe one of those was where, when they went to take photos, they would hide the Dokemon plush. I believe it was one of those Fuji TV shops where they would hide the Dokemon plush when they were taking photos. So we may never see hidden Dokemon ever again. Poor Dokemon. And then some more photos of the fan meetup. Lizmet kindly took a bunch of photos for us.
Yay.
Yeah, so photos
We
of
appreciate it.
various display stuff. She got some great pictures of the toy displays, which a lot of people skipped over. I mean, nothing really new at the toy display, but it was like neat to get like the figures. And also, we got a photo from Masashi Hirata, who's in charge of the Digimon brand at Bandai. Took a photo of all of them basically when it was over. Very nice photo, I have to say. Like,
yeah.
Of a slight bit of like, I don't know what the one color filters that kind of saturates stuff a bit. If you look at that light in the top right corner, it's like bleeding into everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But very nice photo. And then, God bless it, we get spring art. Agumon and Gabumon are going to have Sakura Mochi. Agumon is not quite paying attention, and he's about to eat a Botamon. The Botamon is not happy about this. The Gabumon's very worried about this.
I feel like this has happened before.
Yeah.
I love, but what I love though is the image has like proper framing and everything. There's a little cup of tea next to Agumon. There's a couple Sakura petals on top of Botamon, and he's just quietly there. And then we also got hiatus art last week. This was Kuzumon and Teramon Joshu just wandering around Tokyo eating taiyaki.
I wish that were me.
I'm just laughing at it because it's such funny art. It's so good. And then we talked about Chinese Legos, and now we get to talk about they're doing a stage play in China. Happy Kids has the license from Toei to do a Digimon Adventure stage play in China. For now, all they've done is announce they have the rights. I got information from people, checked websites, and it is a company that does quite a few of these for well-known brands. In fact, that's how I remembered Thomas and Friends earlier.
Oh.
Because they did Thomas and Friends. They've done Ultraman, Transformers, Sesame Street. Like, they've done plenty of these. So that will be interesting to see. I mean, we're never going to fucking see it, but...
No.
We will get 2 press photos and one person telling us it's good and one person telling us it's bad.
It's probably
okay.
I don't know. It's not. I don't think it's going to be quite as artistic as the tri-play.
I gather these are made for little kids.
Yeah, same.
Like these probably skew. These more skew to like the theme park ones they used to do for Adventure Tamers and Frontier.
Yeah, I think there's probably going to be some very janky looking costumes.
I will say this. The costumes they did for the other ones actually looked rather nice. Because I actually came across like photos of theirs, and better than you think. I'm trying to pull one up to show you.
I would be very interested to see what a costume for the Thomas and Friends thing looks like.
Okay, I'm gonna find it. 1 second. Where is it?
This
Where's
better be either Starlight Express or Complete Nightmare Fuel. I don't expect something in between.
Yeah, you keep talking. I'm finding it right now.
Okay.
We're gonna be traumatized, aren't we?
I want to be like this. Better traumatize me. That's what I'm saying.
Stage performance. Where's it? Oh God, Peppa Pig.
That'll work. That'll do. I'm okay with Peppa Pig.
1 sec, I'm trying to find the right image of Peppa Pig that's like terrifying.
that reaction is exactly
okay.
What I'm hoping to see.
I was in the wrong tab, and I nearly sent that to an anime director.
Oh my God!
Oh no!
Okay, I need to put that in the chat also so they can see.
Yes, you do.
I almost sent that to an anime director.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
Where are you?
It's
No,
fucking
here's the
horrifying.
thing. Here's the thing. I want to find the Thomas one because I was honestly slightly impressed by the Thomas one. Oh, did I find it? Did I find it? Did I find it? Please, please, please.
The Ultraman one's fine.
No.
Like,
Actually,
even the My Little Ponies are actually
My
pretty
Little
cute.
Pony one is actually, that's what I would have
No,
expected.
like some of them honestly do. The Peppa Pig one looks horrifying for some reason.
Yeah,
but
no,
like
but
some
with the Digimon, what I would expect from a Digimon play of this is exactly what I'm seeing from the My Little Pony one.
Yes,
that's what I'm thinking.
But like some of these don't look bad. The Peppa Pig one looks horrifying for some reason. But like
that's because it's
nightmarish. It's like someone like
I have
peeled
no
their skin off.
I have no familiarity with Peppa Pig to like I know what it looks like, but I don't know like if it's so shit that like that's fine or if that's just like really bad.
It just looks like paper cutouts.
Yeah, and that is honestly consistent with watching If you watch Peppa Pig for an hour, this is what you'll imagine. Because
if you see like the Ultraman ones, those look rather good.
Yeah, those look good.
Yeah, like if we got that for Digimon, I'd be ecstatic. I don't expect that, but it'd be good.
Yeah, Juicedemon's not around here.
So Allison and chat going, will we get a video version of play? We're never gonna fucking see this period.
Oh God, no.
We will get at most half a dozen press photos.
We will. I mean, maybe someone will sneak a 10-second clip of it on YouTube.
Yeah, but yeah, this is not going to be like the Tri-Stage play where like they put out a DVD. You can buy it. There's a whole behind-the-scenes documentary on it that you can watch and enjoy. You can literally see Orono Graffiti in training for Edamon, where they put Edamon feet on him and he's dancing around in like a gray T-shirt, like learning how to move with the feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's exactly. Great. Yeah, it's great. This is like, and here's the thing: we mock this. This is entertainment for little kids. It's gonna be fine for what it is.
Oh yeah, that's not. Yeah, this is
the type of thing when I first saw it, I was almost like, man, I don't know if I'm like, because
it's honestly cool that Digimon's getting crap like this.
No, and that's why I did it. But like, it would have been nice if there was if it was announced late enough that there's like a press photo, because it's literally art we've seen 100 times, and me just explaining via text what's happening. So yeah, and then we got more hiatus art. Galus Gamamon stole a Sachiko and using it as a cannon.
Spoiler for episode 66.
Oh no, the better part is they explained that he stole it while running around Nagoya, which is where the marathon was this weekend. So yeah,
like that's why it was on hiatus.
That's fantastic.
You do realize when this is over, I'm gonna find that fucking image of the fucking train one.
Oh, I need to see it.
It'll be nightmare.
Wait, hold up. I think I remember where I saw it. 1 second, AR, you talk.
What do you want me to talk about?
I found it. Hold it.
Thomas the Tank Engine. I keep imagining that one Skyrim mod.
I found it. I found it. I need to upload this so you guys can see it because it's not on like it was sent to me in private. That's what it was. Someone was. What it is here's the thing. No, what it is
who are you talking with that you're sharing images
of
Chinese productions of Thomas and Friends?
The person who sends me news from China, when I go, because Chinese translation stuff isn't always great. So me trying to clarify stuff, they start sending photos as examples. So I'm uploading it so we can show it to the chat also, because I can't upload to that chat. I can to you guys, but it was rather impressive, honestly.
Okay, that was much less horrifying than I was expecting.
That's why when you started laughing at it, that was the one that came to mind to get an image of, because it actually looks nice, honestly.
That actually looks better than the actual show Thomas and Friends.
Yes.
It does.
Yeah. What it is the person who sends me a lot of the Chinese news, they will respond to questions sometimes they'll send me English-related questions where they've seen news in English and they don't understand because it's some weird colloquial, text, and I'll explain it to them. They'll explain Chinese stuff to me. So yeah, so when I was like, so I think this is a stage play, and they responded back, stage play like the Try one. They sent the full name of the Try one. They started sending pictures of ones from the company's website.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was one that I remember because I actually went, wow, this actually looks neat. Like,
yeah,
good,
the
well
Thomas
done.
one is shockingly good.
Yes, that's why like that one really came to mind as the one I wanted to find the image of, because it honestly looks interesting. I'm sure it's shit to watch as an adult.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure kids fucking love it. Frankly,
we're getting the My Little Pony one. That's what I'm predicting ours would look like.
We're getting the Peppa Pig. Oh no, they're gonna repaint Peppa Pig as Agumon.
Oh God.
That's what they're gonna do.
And then it's modeled off the not Legos.
Yeah, and then we have questions. So you guys in the chat can throw them up. The first one was from CC Takato. He was wondering, with Ghost Game now being dubbed in English, what does that mean for physical release in the U.S. since it doesn't have one in Japan?
No,
those have been disconnected for many years. You can get there's physical releases of stuff I've worked on that there is no release in Japan. Like we've talked about all the work that put into the Blu-ray of Project Eiko. There is no Blu-ray of Project Eiko in Japan.
Yeah.
The last home video release of Eiko in Japan was like a DVD in like 2001 or 2002.
I wouldn't expect a physical release of Ghost Game in the immediate future, though.
Immediate future, absolutely not, because we don't even know where we're going to get this. It's very easily...
I mean, yeah, once we're not getting it, when the dub of Ghost Game comes out, it's not going to be accompanied by a physical release, I would imagine, right off the bat.
It depends who gets it, honestly. Because, like, I could imagine if they do it, like... If they do it to Hoopla, you could get a non-anime company licensing it and just doing cheap DVDs. Yeah. But yes, realistically, you should expect someone will get it for streaming, and they'll have it exclusive for 1 to 3 years, probably around 2.
Yeah.
Let's see. So I want to know, will we be doing podcasts for Seekers? Yes, we just don't know what that format will be because we still do not know what the actual like reading format of Seekers will be.
Yeah.
I could easily
figure this shit out later.
Yeah, I could easily see us go, we're gonna do a show twice a month and we'll talk about Seekers at the beginning of each one, 2 chapters, do the news. Roughly the same we do now, just half as much. But we don't know. There may be 5 minutes of discussion of Seekers, and it may be once every 3 weeks. It could be once a month. We don't know what it's going to be because we don't know what there'll be to discuss for Seekers, honestly. I mean, we said it maybe a month ago. We didn't talk about Chronicle X all that much. There wasn't much story there to discuss. So
no, it was just we're just impressed that there was a story at all. It wasn't worth a deep dive.
Yeah, it could very well be chapter of that, and if so, we may not have much to discuss, and it may be a a tick box where we read it, we talk about it for 5 or 10 minutes, and we move on.
And it's implied that Seekers will have more length than a typical Chronicle X update. Yeah. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be anything
have depth.
Talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. It could
literally. We're not gonna, I'm impressed with Leon's character development in this chapter. We don't know if we're getting anything like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. We could have nothing to talk about, or we could have weekly discussions that are very deep. We have no clue, so I can honestly say we have not talked between us outside of when we're live and asked about it. We have not discussed at all what that's going to be because we don't know.
But also, we're usually sleepy bitches outside of the podcast, so
yeah. Then we'll do another small Digimon one before we move on. That question's interesting. We'll wait for a minute for that one. Someone wants to know, do we think Proximon will do Ex Machina everything in the last minutes of the last episode? Probably.
Yeah. Not maybe last 12 minutes of the last episode. That sounds about
I don't think it would
fantastic bullshit.
I don't think it will shock any of us if they do.
No.
And then this is interesting. Someone said, do you think remakes or reboots can ever be creative and exciting, or is it always a bland retread? I don't think...
Of course they can be creative and exciting.
So that's what's weird. I don't think most remakes, reboots are bland. They're often not good. but they generally do like try stuff to like differentiate.
Yeah,
It's
some
just a
are
matter.
really good, and
Some of
some just like,
yeah,
okay, this is a soulless cash
Yeah.
grab, or it's just like,
yeah,
oh,
like
this is just not
some of the
to my interest.
yeah, like some of the Disney live action ones don't impress me that much, but for the most part, I think that most people producing a reboot or a remake, they go in with some sort of vision on
Yeah.
this is what we want to do to both celebrate the original product and kind of advance it forward. Like they have an intent behind them.
You know, like
But also, like, the She-Ra is like fucking amazing.
Yeah.
a lot of people like. Here's the problem with bringing up He-Man as we have in the past. One, there's
Yeah.
two He-Man reboots
Deb, you
concurrently,
should
I
have
thought there
known
was
better.
3.
and then I still need to watch either of those.
Yeah, but Dev
Same.
mentioned
It's like, wow, these look cool. I need to watch them. It's just like,
Oh,
I
we
have
have
no mental
we have an
energy.
upcoming Ninja Turtle reboot that looks neat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Mutant Mayhem, I think is what it's
yes,
called.
Although
yes. Oh, that looks amazing.
most Ninja Turtles remakes look
Yeah,
neat.
yeah, it's
Whether
weird.
they end up being neat is remains to be seen, but they always look neat.
The first live action movie reboot did not look neat.
Okay, yeah, that one was.
That's one that literally everyone went, "Oh, this looks fucking horrendous."
Yeah, okay, that one was.
Yeah. Yeah, like here's the thing, like the designs in Rise are a bit too purposely complicated for my taste, but even that looks neat, honestly.
Yeah, looks neat.
Yeah. I like how AR keeps saying that on purpose.
Because I'm not gonna vouch for the quality of anything, but
Yeah,
it's Ninja Turtles. It's got to have some sort of style behind it.
There's plenty of weird remakes, especially look like. I still think the way they did the Evangelion remake was weird and neat. Like, have either of you watched those?
No, actually.
Which one?
The rebuild, the like modern movies.
Oh, okay, yes.
Okay, so Dev, you may know what I'm talking about. The first movie is minus a few tweaks, is almost a straight remake of the first 6 or 7 episodes.
Yes.
The second movie,
and then it goes off the fucking rail.
Yeah, the second movie is a pseudo remake of like the next 11 episodes, but with a bunch of changes. The third movie changes everything with a few whiffs of old things. Then the fourth movie completely changes everything. Nothing is old until the very end when they like mind fuck you into going, it's everything.
I still haven't seen the very last one yet.
That makes me want to watch those more than any of the material I've seen from them before this.
Legitimately, the last one, I remember watching the third one and going, this is fucking horrible. I don't like this. I understand why people do. It doesn't make any sense. It's overly complicated. And then the fourth one, I watched it at the worst time possible, when I was tired of Evangelion because I had worked on the TV show.
Oh no!
Like I decided, fuck it. I've been watching a bunch of it. I'll just watch it because it just came out. Watched it, and like truly brilliant at a time when it would have been very easy for me to be cynical and go, fuck this shit. It was so good. It was legitimately amazing. Because it was not what I expected in the least, and it was very honest from someone. If you watch Anno stuff, you understand, like, you get a lot of him loving anime, him loving tokusatsu. This felt more like him loving himself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, especially if you kind of know.
Yeah, like if you understand, if you know the story of like where his mental state was when he did prior Evangelions, you sit there and you go, man, this guy became okay with himself after years. He figured himself out. It's like a weird perspective thing, and it makes
everything's gonna be okay.
It makes it makes you emotionally sing. If that makes sense.
Now that you mentioned that, I've heard that from some of my friends who have watched the fourth one. They were coming with it's like, oh, that's so nice.
No, it's like nice and like it makes you feel. It makes you.
It felt really good.
Yes, it almost like lifts you up emotionally because one, you're not expecting it from Evangelion, which is kind of which is like it's emotionally mean most of it.
Yeah,
and it really just makes you want to go, wow, someone like they're telling you it's okay, it'll be okay, and it really like hits you in the right place. It really was something special. when it could have been a clusterfuck, like delayed for like almost like took 10 years to make while he's making other stuff. So like that's
like one studio blows up and takes pretty much everything with it and starts from scratch.
No, don't worry. He left before they started to blow up.
Okay.
Like that's why like Gainax's name is not on any of the reboot movies. That's why it's all Studio Kara. He left, he started his own studio. He took the brand with him.
Good for him.
Yeah, like he figured out this was all happening and he went and yeah. And like they did like behind the scenes documentary where they showed like him working on his computer and the background of his computer is like his wife's manga.
Aww.
No, it's like really weird because like when you and Dev knows like all the behind the scene making of stuff. He was not in a good place making the show.
No.
And like to see him be happy and like he made a Godzilla movie during this period. He started working on an Ultraman and Kamen Rider movie. If you know anything about the guy, those are like his
dream.
Yes, that's like his. When he was a student, he did an Ultraman fan film. And like he distributed it himself for years. I think it's on Amazon now as part of the deal for them to have Shin Ultraman. So it's just kind of neat to see like someone get better and weirdly try to share that with people. So it was really neat. Someone want to know who's our favorite member of, we'll just call them the groups. The Olympus 12, Demon Lords, Royal Knights. I'm cheating and I'm just saying Omegamon and Dev and AR can answer as they wish.
Olympus 12 is... I always go back and forth with my Olympus 12 answers. I think I like Sarismon a lot. Just the big giant
Omegamon is an honorary member of all groups.
Right.
So Omegamon.
Demon Lord is Belphamon because like sleep mode is just adorable. I can't get enough of Belphamon sleep mode. He's so cute.
No, like that's
what make a really good like.
You need a plush alarm clock of him.
Plush alarm clock of Belphamon sleep mode.
Yes.
We're not asking for much.
Yes.
We're not asking for more Atmon.
Who's your favorite Royal Knight, AR?
Oh, do I have to pick one? Meh. I don't like I've never been a fan of the Royal Knights.
Omegamon it is.
So. Yeah, no. God, no. Just put me down for Dukemon and I'll just scurry away.
Okay. Dev, who are yours?
Okay, Ulforce Vidramon for the Royal Knights.
Okay, that makes sense.
Never a bad answer.
No, absolutely not.
Yes. God, I fucking hate all the Olympus ones.
I like most of the Olympus ones. It's just picking a favorite's hard for me.
Look, I just don't care for any of them, really.
Dev's gonna say Diane.
Okay, I'm gonna put you. Oh, you said Venusmon? Okay.
I thought she was gonna say Dianamon, honestly.
That's a good one. See, that's a good one too. Bacchusmon's a wild one. That's a fun one.
It's just an orb.
No, here's the thing. Bacchusmon is a cheat answer. Do you know why? It's just Majin Buu. It's just a Dragon Ball enemy. In fact, he's Majin Buu combined with the dragon.
Well,
yeah. So those. Then someone wants to know: will the new Digimon we see in Seekers be in any of the games? Certainly, at some point.
Yeah.
Like they always show up eventually.
Like here's the thing: the Ghost Game Digimon didn't show up in stuff because of bad timing. Yeah. A game was delayed for years while being worked on. They weren't going to be rushing to add new shit to it. They were going to finish the game,
which is unfortunate because Ghost Game Digimon was slotted right into survive nicely. Yeah.
So they will show up in stuff. It's just a matter of when and how. I fully expect them to.
And remember that Lucamon's the only new Seekers Digimon.
No. We've seen at least two more, I believe. The helicopter one.
Well, I'm okay. I was like, I don't count the babies. They're
no. The helicopter's not a baby.
I know, but the helicopter one.
And then we also got to see like a cop version of Metal Greymon.
Okay.
On the poster, there's like a Metal Greymon-ish Digimon who's like a D Brigade member.
Oh, I didn't even notice there was any like differences visually
Yeah, it's like
between.
that just sounds like
It definitely. One second, let me pull it up just to show you, because it definitely was. Seekers. Where are you, Seekers? Here
it
you
just
are.
sounds like Commandramon to me.
Da, 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 da. Dim set, image, poster. No, that's not the poster I want. Where are you? No.
And there's like a stupid high res version.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to find where I put it for this exact purpose on the site. Where are you?
Have you checked your butthole?
No, I definitely have not, Dev. Okay, here it is, I think. Okay, not a great image, but good enough. Look at the top left, underneath the helicopter. That's very clear, like a Metal Greymon type variant we haven't seen before.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, okay. My brain just glossed it
Yeah,
over as like,
It
oh, this is
didn't
like a
even.
Gigadramon or some shit.
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't even
yeah.
know those guys in the background, and I
Uh,
still don't care.
Okay, we'll do this quick question from Ramon before swinging back to the others. Digimon Seekers will be weekly after the first week. For the first week, it will be daily, Ramon. Yeah. So first week will be ding, 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 and then we'll get it every week, probably at the same day and time. No, no. So interesting question from Joe. I'll ask I'll go over the question first, then we'll go over why we're not really concerned. Since the alleged Ghost Game dub will be non-union, who are some voice actors for price that might return to potentially voice one-off Digimon they voiced before? So there's two things. First is we know nothing about that. Anyone who
Yeah.
In fact, anyone who said it must be non-union is going based off me saying that based on what I can tell, it looks like the plan is to be lower budget. That's me theorizing. That's
Yeah.
not me knowing
Mm-hmm.
anything. Second,
Right.
there hasn't been a union Digimon dub since, I think, Data Squad?
I think he means that some of the actors have joined unions since then, perhaps.
But the very few of them won't do non-union stuff, especially Digimon. There are union-only actors who will come back. In fact, Brian Donovan is generally union-only, and he was very much willing to come back for Davis in
Yeah.
Kizuna.
Yeah.
So I would say, generically speaking, the last time there was a non-union Digimon dub was, I think, Data Squad. It's not a real concern.
Yeah.
Yeah, is what I would say. Is if it's one-off they've done before, there's no real difference than how Digimon's been recorded for years. It's mostly if people are available or want to.
I think it's more. Yeah, it's probably just more asking about what some of the
Yeah.
if there's potential for returning voice actors, which is a
Like
maybe.
geographic area.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Well,
most. I
it
mean, all
helps
the
that it's
all the
it helps
previous
that it's
stuff
LA.
at L.A.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all like
Yeah.
most of the previous
It helps.
actors
It
are.
helps that it's LA. I would say it's
It's
purely going
just
to be what
who's
their dub
available, who's
scheduling is.
still around, who's still in the business.
Yeah. And also, what is the recording schedule like?
Yeah.
Like, I believe Cross Wars went with an ambitious schedule, so you had actors doing lots of parts.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah, so that could be this.
Yeah.
And then last chance to throw questions in the chat. Someone wants to know, what kind of stuff do you expect we'll see over the next year or two without a new ongoing anime? Well, that's the thing. We have a movie coming out. We have an anniversary,
I
and
think we'll see a dub of the reboot.
yeah, and quite likely in that period, Ghost Game. I think there's will be plenty of stuff, and it won't be wildly different than Ghost Game, honestly. Ghost Game had some heavily targeted products, but not a ton of them.
Yeah.
Ghost Game went with smaller, singular, more focused items than a wave of stuff.
Like, here's some pop-up shop shit. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think there's going to be a wild difference. We're definitely going to get a lot more Western stuff, though.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, last one's from Ian. Which other perfect / mega Digimon do you think would do good for a model brick kit?
Monzemon.
Monzemon would be good. Oh, I got the best one. Are you ready? Okay. Think of the Agumon Nightlight. Sukamon and Chumon.
Oh.
Like, wouldn't that be great to be like a bigger kit one? It could have a little light up poo.
Ominously glowing poo.
Yeah.
And you just know.
Well, at that point, you just make it a Garamon or something.
And you just know that Sembo, they're sitting there like, and soon we shall reveal Omegamon and make millions of dollars. Oh, come on,
Oh God, I'd put together. I would get just to put it together. I would totally get an Omegamon, not Lego kit.
Yeah. Although it is weird, it could be a case where licensing only counts the show in this case, and we may not get an Omegamon. It feels like we should, though, don't you think so?
Yeah, it would print money.
I would love that.
Yeah. Yeah. The kits look nice. I hope we see more because they really do look neat. And that is it for questions. AR, what have you been up to, and what do you want to tell us about that we definitely don't know and haven't already discussed while we've been live? Wink, wink, wink.
Well, we had an entire round of the Digimon Top Tamer tournament now, so like we have actual statistics on some of the stuff that people have been voting on in round one, like the fact that Reboot Taichi is out of the tournament round one. I love that.
Reboot Taichi lost. Was Reboot Taichi even in the? I went through every single one. I don't even remember if I remember him being.
Yeah, all the Reboot kids were in along with the original kids, and Reboot Taichi lost to Reboot Yamato by like 3 votes, but it counts. Hero lost 2.
How many votes were there total for that one?
More than 200.
Oh.
Oh wait, did you say Hero lost also? Hero was against like Ruli, I think.
Yep, Hero lost to Rudy by 4 votes. And yeah, both of those had more than 200 votes.
Huh.
Wow.
And yeah, Taichi lost to Yamato by 3.
Neither Hero, Ruli, Reboot Taichi, or Reboot Yamato have character, and yet they got plenty of votes.
Well, I mean, they're going up against each other.
I know.
I mean, Rudy's on to Yoshino in round 2, so we'll see what happens.
Oh God, I think the world just implodes at how irrelevant that one is.
It's the first
you know what's weird? That's one where I could actually imagine you get a lot of dub Yoshino fans voting because they're like.
I'm actually surprised that Yoshino beat Ikuto. That was actually surprising.
I think Yoshino had a lot more personality in the dub, and a lot of people would have seen it that way.
I like Yoshino. But yeah, that was the big surprise one.
Okay, I say this to everyone listening. Whenever Yoshino loses, I demand fan art. Who's she up against in the next round?
Yoshino's up against Rudy.
If she's up against Ruli, you have to do art of Ruli jumping off Yoshino.
Like Mario?
Yes. Like Mario.
Dumping Yoshi to get a bit of extra distance.
Well, if Yoshino, it's going to be really fun. If Yoshino beats Rudy, her next opponent will be either Wallace or Daigo. So that's the one where you want to see them beating Yoshino.
Goodbye, Yoshi. You were a tool, so I could get a double jump.
But yeah, all of these polls are up of the video game. There's another. I did a side one for video game and manga too. Poor Ritsu from Dreamers somehow losing to Yushi from Chronicle in round 1. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, that's where you get people voting for that's where you get people voting for like imagined characters.
Right.
Because like Chronicle, there is no personality to the characters, period.
No.
They don't actually exist. That's where you get people imagining they had personality going, they were probably like this. It's like, no, they weren't. You're imagining shit that never happened.
Yeah. That was the one that really surprised me in the video game manga one. But yeah, this is where it's kind of interesting to see, because now we've got a lot of the video games going up against each other now, and kind of seeing the Cyber Sleuth versus Survive, getting a feel for what people are thinking in that regard. And Survive is holding up really well, so it's kind of interesting.
I expected it to. It's new.
Yeah.
Well, that and the characters are pretty well developed for
But they were in Cyber Sleuth as well. That's why it's kind of interesting. Like Noki and Miyu is close.
I think I voted for Nokio the first time she was up against
She was against a cop.
Oh, Date, yeah.
Yeah, she was up against Date. Yeah, that was an easy
Yeah.
one, but yeah, but
I,
Nokia
I,
and Mew's really
I
close.
don't remember who I voted for between Nokia and Mew.
Yeah, but like Urata and Saki's actually winning right now. That one kind of surprises me.
Now, I have to remember to get images from you next time when we can look through the charts.
This is really interesting for, like, I was just sort of a fun little side thing, but I'm actually getting really interesting data on where fandoms are, even just the number of people voting in each thing. Like in the anime bracket, the second highest vote getter, the top vote getter was Taichi versus Joe, as you'd imagine. The second highest vote getter was Mako versus Daigo. I know.
Who won between those?
Daigo won. We had 258 votes cast. Daigo won by 18. 138 to 120.
It's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point in the next episode or two, we will do a title card for this.
Wow, Mako only got one fewer vote than Hikari.
Huh.
And then, Dev, what Wikimara article do you like people to read?
I don't know. I guess Noble Pumpmon. I don't care. I'm tired.
And then we will see you guys next week with Ghost Game returning for one of only 2 episodes left. Good luck with the copium for anyone who does not believe us.
We assure you it's ending.
We will catch you guys next time. Thank you for showing up. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.